Hey there. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I am your host, Paulette Rees-Denis, here to bring you magic makers from around the globe, people who are creating change, who have small businesses, large businesses, hobbies, but they are creating the life of their dreams. And that, my friends, is what living is all about. So let us know how you like this episode. Please subscribe, and we'll see you there. Thanks for joining. All right. Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle. Visionaries, healers, movers, shakers, people who are creating change in the world. I love to bring them to you. I love to introduce them to you. I love networking. I love being the hostess. And today we have Edith here from London. Edith Kiss is here with us. I'm so excited. I get to meet her for the first time, just as much as you do. So welcome, Edith. How are you?
Thank you, Paulette. Thank you so much. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Great, great, great. So you are multi-passionate. You do many things as a coach. I love, you work with people who've gone through trauma. You work with success habits.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and why you do it?
Yeah. I was always a go-getter. I always loved reaching my goals and going towards them, fighting for them or setting goals, setting plans, and live my life that way. So that's why I'm kind of like a cosmopolitan. I traveled around the world and I've done so many kinds of works and experiences. And basically, during those travels, I experienced panic attacks when I was in my 20s, and that's how I went into like some spiritual modalities like Reiki energy healing, some Shakam healing, and then later to Karma Yoga healing to basically help myself and heal myself from these mental issues, which was like came from my anxiety, came from certain issues in my body and mental issues. So how I was going through that healing process, I eventually found the way to heal myself, and I was very excited about it. And then I just felt like I want to show this to other people, and then I want to help them to heal. I also felt the calling to start like meditating with people, help them with their mental health. And I used to be a petroleum engineer for 15 years. That was also helped me with the travels, because I was sent to certain countries to do the work. So so then when I finished, so then I felt this calling, like I don't want to do like working with numbers anymore, and spreadsheets anymore. I want to work with people, and then I want to have more connections. So that's how I basically shifted into healing. And I use also my analytical skills and my go-getter kind of traits to help them with the success, with the habits, with those kind of things, setting goals and achieving their goals.
Nice, nice. And how do you incorporate your spiritual work with your practical work?
Yeah, so I merged them basically because I realized that I used to have like a more practical mindset towards my goals. So I had like a 3P method when I was, okay, I have a goal, I have a plan. So then the first P is like position myself close to the fire. So then I try to move around, close to the people or close to the place where I wanted to reach my goal. And the second was is like preparation. So I prepared myself, I learned the skills or I practice things and to get that goal. And then the third step was always to take the real action at the end, like accept one opportunity what was coming around and not doubting yourself and pull back. So this was kind of my steps. But then I realized that if I actually used my spiritual techniques, it becomes kind of easier and faster the approach, and also is more aligned what meant for me than me just planning consciously something, because
Mhm.
I realized that if I just want to get somewhere with my conscious plans, it sometimes it's failed, which means it wasn't sustainable, like I reached it, but then it wasn't final or sustainable. And then when I was following more my intuitive, my spiritual guidance and my soul, and then I was like clearing the path with healings and stuff, then basically those callings were more sustainable when I reached those.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I'm right on the same path as you, which is great, which is beautiful. And and so how so you worked in corporate world for a while and then healed yourself and stepped into the desire to work with your methods to heal others, right? Now you wrote a book.
I have several books actually. Yeah, the first one I wrote it back in the COVID times. It's more for light workers to encourage them to go move forward when they are in the cocoon phase, and they got distracted and then they got hated and they got like struggling with their relationships, with issues around them because they want to help others. They want to be a light worker, but they don't know how to move into their strengths. And then I wrote them a book. It's basically on the healer's journey. This is the coaching book for seekers on the healer's journey. It's available on many platforms, Amazon as well. And then recently I wrote another book, The Gap Filler Success, and it's an ebook right now. It's a ebook version, and I have a link for that. So the gap filler success is actually, which I already mentioned about the 3P method, and also like how I merge spirituality with also with the action, taking actions, and then also the divine to reach your goals basically.
Hmm, that's great. And do you feel like you've got some more books to write?
Yeah, I have already one next one in my mind. The next one is going to be about more like embracing your shadow. It's gonna be more a mental health book, but also from the direction of like relationships as well, and the sacral chakra energy, and also success and passion.
And do you think that when you're working on these books, 'cause I've written several books myself too, do you feel like when you write, so what's your writing practice?
It's interesting. The first book, when I was writing the first book, I was literally writing. So it means like, yeah, it came into my intuition. I was taking notes, I was writing. I always start with the chapters. So I put down first the chapter's title and then I fill them in. And the second book was also, I put them down the chapters, but it was like much bigger book, like it was many chapters. And then how I did with the second one, I knew I don't want to sit down writing. I actually recorded myself because there is
Oh,
lots
you
of
did.
lots of stories in there from my life, from my experiences, from my travels, how I reached certain locations, how I worked in certain places. So because of that, I felt like if I'm just talking about it, it's more authentic, it's more me. So that's how I did that. Actually, I recorded myself and then I transcribed it and then created the book from that.
So when you transcribed it, did you use an app to help transcribe it, or did you actually listen to it and do it yourself?
No, no, I use an app. I'm not a hustler. I want to make life easier, obviously. So yes, of course, I use technology. Yes.
Yeah. Because I've done that too, and sometimes it doesn't transcribe exactly right, which is always interesting. But that's great. And um, what? Okay, so now you've gone through a lot of journeys for your own self-healing, and now you're helping others do the same thing. What do you do? I always love talking about what we do for ourselves to help us daily or weekly or monthly, our own self-care journey to keep us sane, to keep us healthy. What do you do for yourself?
Yeah, so it's very important what I eat, what I put into my body. I realize that. So I am always take care of my nutrients, my supplements. So I make sure that I have enough iron, magnesium, vitamin B, and all of these things, which is helping with my mental and physical health, basically. And I also meditate daily. And I have my favorite meditation is the ancestral defect release meditation, which I learned from my karma guru back in 2018. So this meditation is helps basically to release negative energies from your system and also negative entities from your auras. So it basically allows you to free up your energy and also help other spirits to free them to the light. So it's you receive blessings because of that. So you can actually use this meditation for manifestation as well because
And
you, yeah,
what's it called?
is ancestral defect release. So it's a very special meditation from the 60,000 years old karma yogi techniques from Adi Yogi Shiva techniques. And this is one of my favorite because I feel it's really powerful.
Hmm. Maybe you can type it in the chat box because I can't figure out how to spell that.
Ancestral defect release. Because what is ancestral defect is basically your ancestors get stuck in this
Oh, okay.
realm, and then they are stuck on your aura and they are weighing you down. And they are not just weighing you down, sometimes they interfere with your own thinking patterns and actions. Because if you lower your vibration and you start to have holes in your aura, these entities or these spirits can go into your body and even create cravings. So
Hmm.
sometimes when you actually have certain addictions or you craving certain food is not you, sometimes it's these
Oh,
entities.
yeah. Okay, sure. Okay, so you have your food is really important, your
Yes, and
meditation
then the
is really important.
meditation, yes, I also do exercise. It's depends which one I favor. I'm not strict about it. I always change them around. I don't do the same thing all the time. So sometimes I like walking, jogging. Sometimes I like swimming. Sometimes I do yoga. It depends how I feel. Absolutely. I love dancing as well. So I highly recommend to people when they say like, how can I raise my vibration? You don't even need to think about spiritual stuff. You just dance and sing, and then you're already raising your
I'm
vibration.
all over that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's not that difficult how others sing. So yeah, dancing, singing, and basically, yeah, that's my routines, and then the meditations, and then the nutrients. I think that's most important.
Nice, nice. So what's been hard? So the name of this podcast is Heart and Hustle. Doing what we love, doing what our calling is. But what's been difficult? What's been the hustle for you to get to where you are today?
Is people are skeptical, especially if something is unknown,
Mm,
and uh, it's they are skeptical about certain modalities. They don't know what it is, and then sometimes if you promise even too good, then it's like too good to be true, right?
mm,
And this modality is really powerful. So people, if they go onto my YouTube channel, there is a video about it, the shocking results of my clients, and they can prove it that how fast they went from depression to peace, right? So it's a really powerful modality which I help the clients with, and then it's just sometimes they are skeptical, they don't believe that that kind of transformation actually exists. And that was my most yeah difficult, that actually prove them that yeah it's actually exists, it's possible, and then you can try it, and you should do it. So basically the biggest transformation is coming from the source memory healing. And the source memory healing is then when we go deeper into the unconscious mind, releasing traumatic experiences, because that's when it's actually your triggers are stopping. So just going back to quickly to the daily routines, what you were asking. So whenever I feel that I got triggered by something, because I'm doing this kind of source memory healing since 2018. So I am doing it for years. But I remember that back in the days, I was doing it very often because I got triggered often. I had all kind of physical issues, mental issues, and then I had to do it often, which means like several times a week. But then as I was, getting into more peace and the trigger stopped, and then I was like, feeling great about myself and my life, then basically the triggers come very rarely, only if something very new things happening in my life, right? So that's then can be triggering, and I'm like, okay, I can't sit with this bothering, if frustration, I need to heal it now. because I don't want to be in that frustration or negative emotion, right? So I immediately use the source memory healing on myself, and then to clear that energy, which is keeping me like my half brain, just going around it. So I need to clear that to have more focus and peace. So I use this source memory healing for that. So the biggest hustle is, yes, the skepticism of people who might feel like it's too good to be true, basically.
Sure.
And then, yeah.
But it doesn't seem to be hindering you now. I mean, you're doing a lot of really great work. Yeah. And reaching a lot of people, it seems, right?
But it's still a work. It's still a work to how can I say, to prove them. Like,
Mm.
yes, it's yeah. I mean, still need to go through. They still need to go through that client journey, to warm them up to see that actually it's working. Going through some group healing, some group teachings, and then they are like, okay, yeah, I want to try it because I know it's really powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you do a lot of group work or do you do more one-on-one work?
No, I'm mostly, how can I say that? So I have a school community. So in the school community, which is, the
Mhm.
SKOOL.com community. So I have a school community where I have my group coaching going on, and there is like a meditation library and a course there. So if someone joins, it's actually right now it's a free join. But then inside the school community, they can upgrade to a paid one if they want to have access to some other meditations or access to some other workshops, so they can upgrade themselves. And so that's the group one. So I do, with the paid group, I do weekly calls, weekly healings and manifestation practices. And then with the free membership, I do every second week. So for example, this Saturday, we're going to have this event about relationships and connections. So it's there is this two going on basically. And then with private clients is, yes, I also have private clients. They are also a part of the school community, but then they also have private sessions with me. Basically, I like to do it like a program with them. I call it the 30 days incubator, because then we go through like 4 sessions, private sessions, but I also give them directions like in that 30 days, which meditation to practice on every day. And also I'm checking with their homeworks, what they do through the course, the online course they're doing. So it's a complete package for them for transformation.
Nice. Yes. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Are you doing much traveling?
No, actually, that's so interesting that since I started to do everything online, it's really convenient to work from home. I just actually arranged my new office at home because I was in another room and now I moved into another room. So I'm very excited with my new office. So I'm working from home. Only travel I do is like, if I visit my home country or if we go somewhere with the kids. And then actually this summer was like when we decided that we're gonna look more around in the UK, because we were always traveling out of UK and then we just been in London. And then now it's like, actually this country is so cool and so beautiful. Why not just, do some train rides and check out some beautiful cities
Love it.
here
What's your home country?
in Hungary.
Hungary. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I used to travel around the world a lot too, and I'm kind of doing the same thing. We go camping a lot in our local area. It's local. I'm just drove across the country in the United States, but that's a lot. But now I'm starting to travel again, so it kind of comes full circle.
Yeah.
So good. There's so much to do and so much to see, and so much great work to bring to the world, and helping others, create change and making magic and finding those connections and finding the community. You were talking about your school community, yeah, which is just so beautiful because we all need community, right?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it's so funny when I'm asking like a reflection or a testimonial, a review from them, my group coaching, and then I was thinking like, oh, they're gonna say that how much they transform because of the meditation, or how much they healed because of the coaching, and then they always say like, oh, the most important was like the best for us was the community, like because we know that there is other people who's in the same shoes, we're doing
Right,
it together.
exactly.
So actually, they felt that is more important than their transformation.
Well, that just goes to show you how much we're hungry for that kind of connection.
Yeah,
I think, I mean, we are. community-oriented people, and we need that kind of connection. And so many people don't have it, especially now since COVID, right? Because a lot
Yeah,
more people are working from home or staying home or not going out anymore, and online shopping, and the world is such a different place. So
ab-
so great to build community. I really work myself on building women's communities, women's circles, online and in person. Um, Gosh, there's nothing like it. There's just nothing like it. All right, so what's next for you, Edit?
well, I actually also want to publish my new book, like about the shadow work, like embrace your shadow, because I think it's really important for people to understand that there is yin and yang in everybody, and then you shouldn't feel guilt and shame. So that book is really important because it's about mental health and then also your balance in life. So that's next. And yeah, just spread more the words about this healing. So in any ways, like going more out to the world and then show it more to people.
Mm, beautiful. I love it. I love it. Well, see, there we go. Short and sweet. I love having you here. I'm so glad you took some time to be with me today, and with our people in Heart and Hustle Land. And I have um, all your connections, contact info that everybody can check out. And then you said you have a free masterclass.
Yes, it's all there, yeah.
Yeah. So that's great. Any last words?
No, thank you so much for having me. And then I'm really wishing for everyone to go through an amazing healing journey and then actually get to the point when they feel that they are liberated and happy and joyful again, because
Mhm.
it's possible. It's really possible to feel that way.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Love it. All right. All my friends, thank you again for spending a little bit of time with me, Paulette Rees-Denis, as your movement motivator and your magic maker and your uh, lifestyle coach and tribal hostess and all the things that we get to do together, and bringing people together and getting to know each other. It's so great. And so again, thank you for being here with me. And if you have any questions for me, or Edit, am I even saying your name right? Is it Edit or Edit?
Yes, you say it perfectly. It's Edith, yeah.
Okay. And I love your name, Edit B Kiss. It's beautiful.
I was born with it, so it's in my birth certificate.
Sweet. So good. Anyway, so thanks for being here, and we'll see you again until we meet. Many blessings.